Welcome back to Ancient Skies, and today I am excited to be able to say that today is Ancient Skies' first birthday. I did make the channel on January 22nd of last year, so technically the channel is a little bit older, but my first video was uploaded January 31st of last year. I gotta be completely honest, I'm really surprised that I didn't burn myself out at all. There was definitely a couple times where I didn't feel as motivated to put out content, but I pushed through that multiple times because there was multiple times that I really wanted to take a break, and sometimes I would take a day or two break or so, but I never took a break for long. But with that, I just want to thank each and every one of you. Whether you joined me on this journey in the beginning or joined this journey yesterday or the day before, last week, last month, whatever. You decided to subscribe, to stick around, and I really appreciate it, and just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. Now, I might get kind of rambly, I might even get off topic a little bit here. I'm not going off on a script, and usually in my videos I do use a script so I don't ramble and I don't get off topic. So just want to put that out there. It's honestly amazing the growth that this channel has had. I never expected to even hit 100 subscribers, 500 subscribers, let alone 1,000 subscribers, especially not in a year's time. And now we're getting close to 2,000 subscribers, relatively close, I'd say. The last time I checked, I think we were at 1,682 subscribers. And it's just crazy to see that growth. I was not able to imagine anything like that. And I'm sure we're just going to grow even more from here. Not only that, I feel like I've improved a lot as a content creator and grown myself. I feel like there's definitely a lot more room for improvement. Like me personally, I want to take it upon myself to learn modeling and stuff like that. So when I do make content, I'm not just taking stock footage and stock photos for my videos. I want to be able to actually create scenes. I think that would be really beneficial and very fun to see. So that's a goal of mine that I want to complete this year. Since I'm talking about goals, a specific number, not necessarily that I want to set for myself, but more like a prediction. By the end of this year, I'm thinking we could hit around 5,000 subscribers or something. That might be a little too crazy, but I don't know. Like, to think in my first year that I hit 1,000 subscribers, 1,600 subscribers, is just insane to me. So I'm just putting a little number out there, and then when we hit our second year, I want to look back on this video and see if my prediction was right. That's kind of the point of that. And I just want to say with this experience that I've learned a lot along the way. Like, I've always loved astronomy. I've always loved paleontology as well, which I'll get to talking about in a little bit. But with astronomy, I've always loved ever since I was a kid. The earliest memories that I have of astronomy, and I think I've talked about this on my channel before, is looking through my grandfather's telescope and looking at the moon. It's one of my earliest memories, and just learning about it in school was always so cool to know that there's so much more beyond this huge Earth that we live on. And even beyond that is this huge solar system, and beyond that is a whole universe. It's crazy to take in when you're a kid learning about this. But I've always loved it. And I think it's one of those things where we don't really know much about. It's all a mystery, and I think that's why I love it so much. It's the mysterious things that really captivate us. Now, along with not just learning about that, but I've learned about a lot of different types of people as well, such as flat earthers. And I'm not going to use this time to bash on them or what they think or anything like that. I know there was a time where flat earthers really irritated me, but I've kind of gotten past that and being more respectful towards their views. But I never actually realized how many flat earthers there were out there, how many people that just did not believe in space. And there's a lot of people too that follow along with the Bible and don't believe in space. So there's this category of flat earthers, but then I've come to realize that there's a lot of subcategories, it seems like. And if I'm being completely honest, I don't want to make it about religion or anything like that. I am a Christian myself. I do believe in God, but I also believe in space at the same time. And I think you can believe in both, but that's just what I believe personally. Overall, I have learned so much in this space over the past year, And I'm just excited to learn a lot more and learn from mistakes that I might have made in the past year, grow from that, and improve so much more in this second year. And I guess one of the last things to really talk about is the paleontology content. So, if you've been subscribed to Ancient Skies for a while, I used to make paleontology content. I think I stopped making paleontology content about 6 months ago, 7 months ago. And I gotta be honest, it's really because I got to figuring out that people subscribing to the channel are gonna want one or the other. There's gonna be some people that like both astronomy and paleontology, but most people who are subscribed for astronomy are gonna want to watch for astronomy content specifically, and vice versa with the paleontology content. So I decided to get rid of one at the time being and just focus on one. And it was just very random because I love astronomy and paleontology the same. So I just decided to stick with astronomy. But I bring up the paleontology in this video specifically to say that it's not completely gone forever. I know I mentioned before that I was going to make a paleontology channel, and I'm just saying I do fully intend on still doing that. I just haven't given myself the time to focus on that. But pretty soon, within like the next month, February, I will most likely be creating a channel dedicated to paleontology. I'm going to try and figure out ahead of time before I start making videos what kind of videos I want to make, because the videos that I was making before, they were okay, but I want to do something different. I want to do a style that's very similar to how I do content with astronomy, because I think the way that I do content with astronomy, although it can be improved upon for sure, I think people really enjoy that type of content. So I kind of want to do that same thing with paleontology. And I think this would be nice because if you want Ancient Skies paleontology specifically, then there will be a channel for that. If you want just the astronomy, then you're in the right place. With all of that said, I think I'm finally done yapping. I love to yap, by the way. With all of that said, again, I just want to thank you so much for whenever you joined in on this journey. I really appreciate it. Here is to another year of Ancient Skies. I am so excited. Thank you so much, guys.